Hello and welcome to another Division video. In this video I will talk about the new shield Marshal we got yesterday. Yes, please don't mind if the video is a little bit long. There are two parts in the video and you can find the timestamps in the description as well. But before we start, what I want to say is, of course, Happy New Year to you all. Thanks a lot for the support last year. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas time. You could enjoy the time with your family and with your beloved ones, and you had an awesome start into this new year. I think it will be really a good one, at least in my opinion, not at least because we get Division 2. Many other things I think will happen this year as well. But for the moment, let's get right into the video. As I said, two parts. First part I will talk about the new shield we got yesterday and the best ways to get the missing pieces, and on the second part I will show you all the exotics we have in the division with more detail and a little description as well. So check out the timestamps, and yeah, thanks a lot for watching, thanks a lot for your likes and your comments, and let's get right into it. So what you have to have in mind is that everything you have on your character, so every exotic and everything you have in your stash, that counts actually for the number you see here. Because if you have more characters than one, as I do, then you will see every time different numbers, like you see in the next pictures here. So I would just grab the character you have the most items on it, the most exotics, and then farm for the missing ones. So this is the first thing you have to have in mind to get the new shield, if you haven't got it already, of course. And the second one, if you go to the rewards claim vendor, you can buy actually 5 exotic pieces as well. So the Liberator, Pagan, Centurion, Cassidy and Historian with Phoenix credits. So Phoenix credits you should have in mind as well when you farm for the missing pieces. So the next one is the one here, the crafting station. Yes, you can craft actually an exotic as well. If you finish the main mission, or you leveled up to level 30 and you finish this part, then you should get a blueprint. The blueprint for this one here, the Damascus, and you can craft one of them here as well, and you get another missing piece. And yeah, because you're wondering sometimes why many people run the blue pistol, it's just because of cool-headed, and actually you can use the Damascus as well and roll blue-headed on this one here, and it looks pretty nice in my opinion. So if you want to have a pretty good looking gun in Damascus style outfit with cool-headed, this is another option as well. So this one here you should have in mind as well. And probably you saw the Defile or Defiler or whatever the name of this gun here is. It's not needed for the shield here, but you can grab this one if you have the season pass from the rewards claim vendor upstairs in the base of operations. It's a pretty cool looking gun as well, just level 5, but yeah, doesn't matter that much. You can roll a talent here you want as well, but cool-headed is not possible on the sawed-off shotgun, so this is another one you should have in mind as well. So then the best ways to farm for the missing exotics, and as you see, yes, I'll be really honest with you, I paid not enough attention in the last couple of weeks as well, so I missed one exotic as well here, and it's the Caduceus. Yeah, I guess I got around 30, 40, 50 of them, but because many exotics are just quite useless, I deconstructed them to get Division Tech at the beginning. And I didn't have it in mind, so I missed this piece and I have to farm it for myself as well. And the best ways to do so is, yeah, I think to answer this question you should have one thing in mind. Where can you get guaranteed exotics? And there are two main sources to get guaranteed exotics. So the first and best one in my opinion is the new legendary missions, because on the new legendary missions, stop talking baby, the new legendary missions you get hunters at the end, and every hunter drops a guaranteed exotic there, and every week you get an exotic cache as well. So finishing the legendary missions, especially the new ones, you get guaranteed exotics, and as well as the incursions on heroic. So you have 7 chances for each character for legendary missions and 4 for heroic incursions. So this is one source where you can get guaranteed exotic pieces, and the second one is here, because on weekly assignments, if you finish weekly assignments, you get a weekly assignment cache, and in here you get a guaranteed exotic as well. Another source, of course, is to farm light zone or dark zone bosses, and yeah, it's a possible solution as well, but just have in mind you have a chance for 5% to drop that they drop an exotic or a classified, so it's not too high. And just have in mind we have so many classified pieces. Yeah, you have a chance, but to get the right exotic piece, I guess it's not the biggest one. And of course, if you play this here, then always play in a group, because everyone gets the exotic. So you get, in best case, if you run it with your friends once a week, you have 8 exotics at the end you can share. So this is really a good solution to get the missing pieces here. So every time run it in a forming group, that would be a really good way. So another source, if you have some G credits and you don't use them anymore or don't need them anymore, then go to this guy here, the global events vendor, and buy Superior Season Cash, the one down here, because you have a higher chance to get exotics here as well. And in the best case, once I got actually 3 exotics out of 1 cache. So this is really a good way as well. Then 2 other ones one is down here, the underground. Yeah, if you meet hunters in the underground, they drop exotics as well. And the last one is the one back here, the weekly HBT officer. If you do this here, then you meet a lot of named NPCs at the end, and they can drop the exotics as well. And you get as well here the Phoenix credits when you have to buy some from the special equipment vendor. So this is a really good source as well, in my opinion. So this is actually already it for the best ways to get the missing pieces, in my opinion. Then thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for your likes, for your comments, for your subs, everything else, and take care. See you in the next one, and enjoy the second part where I present you all the exotics we have in the division with a little description. So thanks a lot. See you in the next one. Take care and bye bye. Welcome to the second part of this video, where I show you all the exotics we have in the division with a little description as well. Let's start with the exotic gear piece. On this first picture you see Barrett's chest, ninja bag, messenger bag and skull MC gloves. I would say Barrett's chest piece was one of the best exotics we had in the game in around 1.5, 1.6. And yes, armor was really important, and you could just get this gear piece in Lexington when you kill Lara Barrett. I guess I had to kill Lara around 320 times before a teammate dropped me one of these items. Yeah, it was really horrible this time, and the drops were really small, the percentage. Skull MC gloves were really good as well. They're still pretty good, but because we have classified gear sets, they're not that used that often anymore. Ninja bike, messenger bag are really good at the moment, because you can make some really good builds, but at the time as it was first released, it was really bad, because you were just losing one item less in the dark zone. On the second one, Ferrous Mask, Colonel Bliss holster and short bow championship pads. Yeah, Ferrous Mask you could just get from Napalm, short bows from Madison Field Hospital, and Colonel Bliss holster from General Assembly. Ferrous Mask, yeah, you can still shoot while burning and running. It's pretty good, but it would be really awesome if they changed it that your resistance against bleed as well, Pred. Would make some really good builds possible. Short bows were used really often as well before, as everybody was running high-end builds, but not that often anymore. Sometimes in last stand or skirmish, because high-end builds are there still pretty good. Colonel Bliss holster is not that good at all, and was not that good before. Let's continue with the exotic weapons and start with the sidearms we have in the division. On the left side, the Défilé. This one you get when you have the season pass of the division, and you can grab it upstairs on the rewards claim vendor in the base of operations. Pretty good looking gun, pretty useless, but yeah, looks pretty cool. Right side on the top, the Golden Rhino. As this one was released, you could just get it on the Incursion Dragon's Nest at the end from the truck. The middle one, the Centurion, it's from the special equipment vendor in the base of operations, and it works together with the Liberator with a special talent. Then the one on the bottom is the Damascus. It's a pretty good looking gun as well, but yeah, it's a pistol, so I don't talk anymore about this one here. Let's go ahead to the shotguns. On the left side you see the Medved. As this one was released, you could just get it from the Incursion Clear Sky at the end when you kill the shield boss. And yeah, they changed as well the third talent, and it got worse in my opinion because now you can just shoot single slots. And yeah, the range is a little bit better, but all in all a pretty useless gun in my opinion. Right side on the top, the Cassidy, you can buy this one from the special equipment vendor in the base of operations. With a Lone Star build it can actually hit pretty hard, so give it a try. And on the bottom you see the Showstopper. I think Showstopper Striker, I don't have to talk more about this one here. It's a pretty decent gun. Let's go ahead to the Marksman Rifles. Yes, unfortunately we don't have an exotic bolt action Marksman Rifle, but we should get one in Division 2 as they once mentioned. On the left side on the top, the Historian, you can buy this one from the special equipment vendor. Yeah, the third talents with the explosion damage sounds like popcorn. It's not the worst, not the best one, it looks pretty cool, and with the Deadeye build it works pretty decent. The one on the bottom left side, Tenebrae, yeah, it's a Scar H variant. It's a pretty useless third talent, so I don't talk too much more about this one. And the Devil and the Heel on the right side, they work together. And yeah, it's not the best one in my opinion. With a Deadeye build it could be pretty good, or with Sentry probably, but all in all, not the best one. So then we are already at my almost favorite weapon category in the division, the LMGs, and my absolute favorite exotic on the left side. You see there the big Alejandro. It's a pretty cool looking gun in my opinion, and the fire rate is just insane. With the Lone Star build or Striker build, this baby really shreds. Unfortunately it doesn't have an underbarrel, so if you could add stability or reload speed, that would be really awesome. On the right side on the top, the Hungry Hawk, pretty cool looking gun as well. It's an M60 variant with a higher base damage than the M60, and as this one was released you could just get it in the Dark Zone. I can remember the first time when I got this one here and I had to extract it. That was really, yeah, a horrible time. And on the bottom, the Pacan, it's an RPK variant. You can buy it from the special equipment vendor. And yeah, I would say same as the Hungry Hawk, the third talent, it's not really the best one. For some builds you can try it out. And the Pacan sounds really cheap in my opinion when you shoot this gun. So we are already at the SMG part, and on the left side you see the Tommy gun and the Thompson. And they are almost the same one, but as you see on the top they have another magazine and the higher fire rate. The Tommy gun and the Thompson has a little bit lower fire rate and the higher base damage. Yeah, this gun, the third talent, meanwhile it's pretty useless because hip firing is not a thing anymore in the division. And with some builds you can make pretty fun with a D3 or whatever, but all in all, not really the best exotics we have. On the right side, it's the opposite. The House, I think it's pretty much the most used exotic in the game right now. It's pretty OP in my opinion, higher base damage than the Navy MP5. And yeah, the third talent is really strong as well and looks pretty good too. So then the second part with the SMGs, and on the top you see the Hilder and the Ear. They were added pretty late in the game and they have a fourth talent together as well, where you can get increased crit chance and crit damage. And yeah, I can just remember as they were released the first time on the PTS or on the beta, they were really OP, so you could make really insane damage and it got nerfed pretty hard. Yeah, with some builds they can make sense and you can have up to 30% increased crit damage, but don't forget you have no armed up barrels, so you lose 19% there. But with Predmark or other builds they can work pretty good. On the bottom the Midas, this one you could just get in the Dark Zone at the beginning, now they can drop overall. The third talent, yeah, for a healer build probably, but all in all as well, not the best exotic we have. We are already at the last part, the Assault Rifles, and on the left side on the bottom you see the Urban NDR, as this gun was added in 1.5 I guess, as we got Survival. You could just get this gun out of the Survival cache. That was pretty awesome because many people were playing Survival, and yeah, the drop rate was not too high, and as it dropped the first time, the base damage was around 40% if I remember right, lower than it is now, so it was a pretty useless gun. At the moment for some builds it works pretty well. For Sentry you can mark the NPCs pretty good, and for Firecrest because of the third talent of this gun, so it's not the best, not the worst one. On the right side you see the Warlord. It has a higher base damage than the AK-47 as well. The third talent, yeah, it's not too good, not too bad. For a nomad build it can work pretty well, it hits pretty hard, but for PvP the low fire rate it's just a disadvantage, but it looks pretty cool. Second part of the assault rifles and final part of the video. First one on the left side you see the bullfrog. Earlier in the game it was the FAMAS and it was not an exotic. And yeah, it was pretty OP with an Alpha Bridge build because the talent was still the same and that was really strong. You not even have to use this gun, and yeah, you don't have to put any stability mats on, and you got always 15% extra damage. So it was really OP, so they decided to make an exotic out of it, and now you can't use it anymore with the Alpha Bridge build for the free talent. But just have in mind, although you add stability on this gun, it doesn't lose that much of damage, so you still got around 10% if you put all stability mods on it. And if you use it as a striker build it works pretty well because you have a lot of stability there, but without stability it's really hard to control. Right side on the top, the Caduceus. Yes, this gun, the third talent is not too good, the healing is not really strong in my opinion. It's a Scar L variant and yeah, it's not the best gun in my opinion. The one on the bottom, the Liberator, it's an M4 variant as well, you can buy it from the special equipment vendor. It's, in my opinion, more unstable and harder to control than the M4 lightweight. You can have 3 talents as well, and you have an extra talent if you use it together with a Centurion. But yeah, it's not that good in my opinion. That's it for the gear pieces and weapons in the division, the exotics. Thanks a lot for watching, thanks a lot for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Take care, bye bye.
Additional hostiles incoming.